A recap of a trade that I missed because I was asleep, and it was the biggest trade ever. Well, it was just a big trade, and I only got to catch 2 partials of it instead of the full move. All right, let's get into the trade. If you're new here, I'm a fitness influencer who's very transparent with all my content, and I've been day trading for about 3 years, and I'm turning profitable recently, and I'm going through explaining all my trades and how I got into them and how I'm top ticking, bottom ticking, and teaching you guys, but like not financial advice. I'm not teaching, I'm just showing you how I got into them on my own, and then maybe it'll help you get into your own trades. So this trade is on Micro Gold, MGC. This trade is on Wednesday. We had this huge move all the way up. I wake up around this time, by the way, so disclaimer. But whenever I see this big zone from this high all the way up here down to this low, and what I point out immediately is this area right here. This is our 50% retrace. You wait for the retrace. As you can see, you would have top ticked this, and that only went 5 ticks in drawdown. Actually, probably 4. But on these, I do a 40 tick stop just in case, and then once there's a rejection, which there was, I end up bringing my stops right to that high. Now, let's just not look at anything over here. My original take profit on this strategy is my stop loss is going to be the low of this. Like I'm going to take half off there and leave my other half up here. Then on that continued movement down, which I would say I'm pretty confident in, I mark out my fib from right here, where I wanted to retrace to where my entry was, and then that 1.6 is my take profit. So this is a 344 tick move on gold, which is pretty fat, risking only 6 ticks. So this is like a 60 risk reward, but I risked 40, so it'd be original, like a 9-ish risk reward. But I missed this entry, and so I guess the rest of the day I'm bearish till it hits that. So I woke up around this time and I saw this right here. Scale down to lower time frame, we have this high, this low, 50% retest, and that's where I got my entry. And for this specifically, I took my first profit at this low, like I said before. I do want to emphasize this is at 6:45 p.m. and that trade closed at 9 p.m. Then we consolidate for a long while. Then I see this big move up and a sweep, and I look for this move down. On this 50%, I mark out from this high to this swing low, and I get my entry right there. This one got, let's say, 7 ticks, 6 ticks, and drawdown. Now, this is a trade where you can honestly just like go to sleep because I'm looking for this 1.6 extension. It could go further, which it did, but that's like where I'm cutting everything off. So once it breaks down and rejects that spot where you entered, my stops are at that high, and then my take profit is at the 1.6, and that ended up being 166 ticks, and you just wake up to it being good. Okay, I can do this all day and keep going through trades. Come back for the next video, and I'll explain more. But maybe that gave you a little bit of insight of how I do my trades. It's just like a 50% retrace and 1.6 standard deviation extension as my take profits.